And boom goes the dynamite. Alright. Just getting ourselves prepared for the AFC East once we, if we ever get there. Okay. Now that brings me to the next idea. Yeah, because this thing's stalled. Downright stalled, I'm pretty sure. So that last recording may not ever see the light of day. So what we're going to do now then is, I enjoyed doing this last night when I was kind of doing a, what I call mock broadcast. I mean, I was broadcasting, but it was kind of just a practice. Okay. Anyways, I listened to some of the programming on Ustream. So, Rogan's show is funny. I like it. It's vulgar. So, but if you listen to my show, you shouldn't have a problem with Rogan. If you have a problem with Rogan, then you shouldn't be listening here. Because Rogan's my idol. I'm just kidding, but he's awesome. Okay. Let's see. No. Where's my, But now this page might be all tied up with the bandwidth thing too. Who's this dude? It looks like Benny Agbayani. Ice Pariso? I guess it's not Benny. Oh, Bellevue versus Lakes. Well, and hey, Mama is home. So let's get this out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and check out Bellevue versus Lakes. I wonder why. That just must. Fuck. High school football in Washington State. Whoop-dee. Yeah, this is just a slow go of it. Big 9 football. What in the hell is that? Okay. Oh, is it playoff time now? Huh. Yeah, it must be. Alright. Well, big deal. I don't care. Never really been an avid high school football enthusiast. So, yeah. Where's Rogan? I want to hear some Joe Rogan. Because so far, other than myself, of course, and he's the most entertaining program on Ustream, for my money. And I only got to listen to about 5 minutes of it last night. Crowds. This will show me crowds that I'm part of, right? Yep. Oh shit. Almost got busted there. What in the fuck is this stupid Windows Media Player doing? Alright. We're gonna see where the Rogan show is. Joe Rogan Live. Let's click on it. See if we can just cause Snohomish County to experience an internet outage. That would be funny. Alright. Are we still on? Yes, we are. Okay, that's good. Let's check this recording. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Why don't we just save it? See if that helps. Maybe that'll get it. There we go. Okay. take this goofy picture. I wish I had the artwork with me. But once those paintings are all dry, oh man, I'll be plugging those every single time I sing a song on SingSnap. Believe that. Hi.
Use a sock, yeah, found it.
That ain't mine. I don't know who.
Whose is it?
Well, I would assume it was yours.
No, it's not yours?
No,
Okay, how's your day?
it's not bad.
We didn't get a phone, huh?
Well, we kind of got a mix.
Yeah.
Green fatigue. Huh? What?
Oh, Friday, I'm gonna just relax and watch TV.
Nice.
Huh?
I said nice. Okay. Let me just, before I completely forget what we were doing. This was, so did Rogan not have a podcast today? Oh, here it is. Let's listen to today's podcast. Can we do that? Do we have access to it? Well, this might slow things down a bit, the way we're doing things. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. They look better in person. Trust me. Alright. Now, this might just take forever, but we'll give it our shot. Listen to a little bit of Joe Rogan. Okay. Is it on pause?
This is a whole different song. Dude, we're live. We're live?
Yeah.
Holy shit, Jesus Christ. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. Wait, what do you mean? What do I have to be
A
doing
lot
to
of
be
people
ready?
listening right now. I'm not
Oh,
sure
I was
if you're
ready.
prepared.
Yeah.
Ice House Chronicles. This is the completely
you.
unadvertised, unpromoted show, so we can play music, we can fuck around, we can go back to the old days.
Back in the day.
When this wasn't half of a sort of a job. It's totally half of a sort of a job, right? I don't, you're podcasting now on a super regular basis, but it never feels like work, does it?
Not really. Only when the editing part.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's worse.
You
Yeah.
fucked up.
When it
You
was sound.
had to branch off from the Despot label. Yeah, some man won't be on his own. Understands there's some shit going on behind the scenes of this
Creates a lot more
business.
work. My Sundays.
How much does it take?
My Sundays. Well, I work so slowly. So my Sundays have been getting high, just watching football all day long, and like getting an hour worth of work done in like 9 hours.
That's
Really?
pretty
Yeah.
good.
So
I usually order Chinese food or deli.
I like that
it
guy.
takes you 9 hours to edit a podcast?
No, but that's how long it takes. Yeah, that's how long it takes me.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
keep in mind,
Right.
there's 3 hours at a time. We don't even touch GarageBand.
Oh, okay. So you have such heavy ADD
Yeah.
that it's almost impossible for you to sit down and pay attention to one thing.
Yeah, it's maybe an hour of work.
Wow.
The work part.
When you write, you don't ever like just smoke a joint, zone out, and get in front of the computer and just write.
Once in a long while, but usually it's in the car and stuff like that.
Dude, you should force yourself to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
man.
I
I'm
do more
telling
often
you.
now. At the office, I do that more often. Where I go there just to do that.
It's awkward at first,
Yeah.
but then you get into this groove where you can just sort of tap it, and then you get excited about it, and all during the day, you're like looking to get back to the computer so you can get back to this groove.
I was talking to who's John Henson about this. I saw him at the Laugh Factory, and he was saying he was getting back into stand-up comedy after 17 years.
Yeah.
But he goes, but I've been writing for 8 hours a day for the last 17 years.
Jesus Christ.
You know, so it's not like that part's going to be hard. Being able to actually sit down and write.
Yeah, well, that's good. If you're going to take some time off, that's the way to do it. Take some
Yeah, he
time
said
off where
everybody
you're
asked
still
him,
writing.
like, doesn't that burn you out? And this is what I realized as soon as he said it. He goes, Doesn't that burn you out as your excuse of someone who doesn't want to work?
Doesn't what burn you out?
Doesn't writing all day or for 7 hours straight, 8 hours straight.
Well, not if you like to write. I mean, it does a little. It makes you
maybe,
tired.
then you get used to it and
Yeah.
it becomes your thing.
Well, even after I do a UFC, do a commentary in UFC, it's real high energy, and when it's done, you're tired.
Yeah.
But it's not a burden. It's not there's a big difference between getting tired doing something you love and getting tired doing a job that sucks.
Yeah.
There's a giant fucking difference, right?
Yeah.
Like if we do a weekend somewhere, like if you and I do a weekend somewhere and we have 2 on Thursday, 2 on, or usually 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. By the time that second show rolls around on Saturday, by the time it's over, you're like, whew, you have to take a step back. And you're like, God, you just blurted out a lot of fucking energy over this last couple hours.
I wrote some stuff, that Jeff Ross pilot thing they did, and I just had to write burnout lines for 2 days, straight.
Right.
And it was exhausting. After you're done, I was like, oh my God.
It's real energy.
I
you
just
have to
sat
put
down
forth.
all day, but man, I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, if you want something special, you gotta work at it, bitch. Gotta work it. So, Mike, you want to join in here, man? Come in and have a seat.
Mike Maxwell.
This is our friend Mike Maxwell. He's an artist, and he did. Ari Shafir had a poster that. This is the first time I saw this guy's stuff that I recognized his name. But Ari had a poster for a show he did down in La Jolla at the Comedy Store, and it was a really badass fucking poster.
Yeah.
And this gentleman created it. This artist here.
And he did a second one, or he did a first one because Duncan was supposed to be there, and then the day he finished it, Duncan canceled. So he had to add in Freddie's head. Freddie
The
Lockhart.
day of, worked 2 weeks on it.
Oh, you motherfuckers!
The day I was done, Ari's like, oh, you fucked up.
I got the Twitter message. I got the Twitter message from you saying it's finished, and I got the email message from Duncan saying I'm not coming within
Why
a
couldn't
minute
he
of each
come?
other.
Why couldn't he
I
come?
thought it was the week after, and he was booked in Michigan.
How ridiculous are comedians? They're so unorganized, man.
Yeah, cool.
Just across the board, My manager has, there's jokes about them calling me, I'll have some important interview I have to do with some fucking TV show or something like that. I completely forget about it.
Even today,
completely.
Even tonight's show, and I have a show tonight and tomorrow that I've been booking, and even those 2 shows, I've changed the lineup twice now, 3 times.
Yeah. Comedians are the most impulsive human beings ever. They just think about the moment. Most comedians, especially when they're working and they're comfortable and things are going well, they just think about the moment,
Mike did a Death Squad cat. If you look on the video, you can see the cat he did. Gave it the third eye. What's the third eye that you put on all your? Is that your signature?
Well, doing that is I even signed the back of it. It's clearly not my artwork, but so I wanted to add something to it that
Right.
was, a part of my thing.
Give it in a beard.
Give it some psychedelic.
Joe does not like that Chaplin mustache on the logo.
Well, I think it opens you to unnecessary conflict, sir.
Oh, is it?
Some unnecessary controversy by putting a Hitler mustache on your fucking cat. I think it's kind of a hack way to.
Why did you put the Hitler mustache on there?
It's a hack way to charge people up.
Actually, originally when I did that logo, it was a long time ago, right after 9/11, and it was just to be the most to scare people.
All right. Well, we're going to take a pause from the Rogan podcast, but you can see it's pretty entertaining. We'll get back to that a little bit later on. We're going to get back to our own business now because the upload has finished. So, and I forgot, actually, to be honest with you, I forgot what we were doing. But not really. But it just was kind of a long little break. I'm just waiting on the internet, But so it goes. Yes. All right. All right. So. See how this goes. Yep, I'm a short little bastard. It's okay. Alright. We're gonna come right back. This is not even worth calling a break. I just have to step out. I'll be right back with you. I know. Whatever. don't really do. Check. Okay, just like I promised, back. Alright. Still in our football discussion, in the National Football League, that is. And we are in the AFC East now. Well, this division is pretty straightforward. The New England Patriots starting to pull away as the class of the division. Buffalo looked pretty good. They're starting to falter off a little, even though they have Fred Jackson. Fitzpatrick hasn't been playing as well. And the Jets, surprisingly 5-5, which it's hard to believe, but the way things are now, those two teams are going to have a real tough time, either one making their way to the playoffs. So, let's look at the schedules, shall we? First of all, we'll go with the New England. I mean, it's got to be nice to be a Patriots fan, is all I can say, because it's like no matter how good or bad your team is, it's always, at least in recent years, right in the thick of the race to win a Super Bowl or make the playoffs. It's oh man, I honestly don't have any idea what that must be like. Let's see. All right, cool. So New England, as I mentioned, I think they're 7-3. They play Kansas City this week on Monday Night Football. They got the Eagles, the Colts, the Skins, the Broncos, Miami, and Buffalo. It's, in my own opinion, not inconceivable that they could probably win the rest of their games. I know that seems improbable, but I'm telling you, man. And that would put them at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, that ain't right. They're 6-3, so they'd be 13-3. You never know. Stranger things have happened. And yeah, I wouldn't be so surprised to see them quietly sneak into home field advantage in the AFC playoffs. That's a little prediction I have for you. Simply because they play in a division where it's weaker. The AFC North is the toughest division in the AFC, I think. And you have three teams fighting it real hard. They're going to beat each other up somewhat. And I think that New England quietly, by the end of this season, you'll see the Patriots with a pretty impressive regular season win-loss record. Just my prediction. Alright, now let's check out Buffalo's schedule. 5-4. Just a game back of the Patriots. And, I mean, one game isn't much. So based on the way you hear me talk, I must not have that much faith in the Bills. And you're right, I don't. The Bills face the Miami Dolphins, the Jets, Tennessee, San Diego, Miami twice. So Miami twice, Denver, and then New England. I know this sounds funny, but I could see them conceivably losing all those games. Okay? Definitely couldn't see them winning them all. I certainly could see them losing to the Patriots. I could see them losing to the Jets. I could see them losing to Miami, who they played twice. Denver. I mean, San Diego. That's a tough schedule. I'm gonna say Buffalo's gonna be real lucky if they find itself even anywhere near 8-8 by the time this year's over. So flush Buffalo down the toilet. I'd say they're done. Who's next? The Jets. Who is actually that of all the teams in that division? They're the ones I like most because they play in the Meadowlands, don't they? They used to. I don't know. They got a new stadium though. Maybe they don't play in New Jersey anymore. All right. As we slowly make our way to New York from Buffalo. Wait for the Jets schedule to upload. New York Jets. Alright. They're 5-5, so they're actually one worse than the Bills. No, they lost last night, so they've already... Sorry, they lost to Tim Tebow and the Broncos. So they actually lost this week's game. Alright, so they're 5-5. Their remaining schedule looks like this. Buffalo, Washington, KC, Eagles, Giants, and Miami. Now, conversely, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I could see the Jets winning out. I think that's possible. The toughest game on their schedule is the Giants. And, oh yeah, so it was the Jets that Tim Tebow beat last night. My bad. But the toughest game on their schedule, as I see it, is the Giants. I think they could beat everyone else. And they could, and you know what? That Giants-Jets game is going to be a big rivalry. And the Giants aren't that tough. I'm just saying that's the toughest game on their schedule. But at 5-5, they've got 6 games left. They could still go 11-5. So don't count the Jets out yet. And if the Jets go 11-5, then they will make the playoffs in all likelihood, because we pretty much projected those teams in the NFC North or AFC North to go about 10-6, the 2 runners up. So 11-5 would get it done for the Jets and would find one of those teams on outside looking in. So don't count out the Jets just yet. And because those 2 teams play each other, that bodes well for the Jets, because it's almost impossible for both Cincinnati and Baltimore to end up 11-5. Most likely won't happen. So if the Jets can take care of business, they'll likely get into the playoffs. If they can't, then you might probably will see 2 of those teams from the AFC North. Sorry. All right. So, is there anyone else in the division that's even worth looking at? I mean, Miami 2-7. Nah, fuck them. Excuse my language. Shut up. Shut up. Be quiet. All right. So that's it for our AFC look. But we still have the NFC, so hang out. We're not going anywhere for a while. All right.
Countdown Daily presented by IBM. Let's build a smarter planet. Visit IBM.
You know what? All right. So we went from west to east in the AFC. We will go from east to west in the NFC. Since we're already in the east. Makes sense, doesn't it? But before we do that, we're going to listen to a karaoke song. This is from Dream Master. Very talented guy. I haven't heard him in a while, just because it's hard to actually like pick out people to go, I'm gonna go check this person out, because it's like you're always getting feedback, comments, and so let's listen to Dream Master while I get everything else situated. Singing Respect by Erasure. That was awesome. Great job. That was good. I don't understand though, how come I didn't show that thing going from start to finish? That's pretty weird. It just showed it at the beginning. It didn't show, like, keep track of it. Okay. Alright, so. sucks. Huh. Huh. Yeah. See. Alright. We're just gonna finish up the football discussion. Fuck it. Alright. We finish up the AFC. Now we're gonna go to the NFC. Starting, can you see me? Barely. Starting in the NFC East. You got the Giants, 6-3. Dallas, 5-4. Philadelphia, very disappointing, 3-6. And Washington, 3-6 as well. Alright. So, Giants and Dallas, who knows? Let's check their schedules. Don't tell me we're going to have to deal with a real slow performing browser just to check some damn schedules. Come on. That's just not cool. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. But I know I'm going to irritate some fans of the Cowboys and Giants, but who really gives a flying F about this division? I mean, really. Everybody knows the toughest division in the NFC is the NFC West. Come on. Alright. So, this is what we've got. The Giants with a game-up lead on Dallas. Play the Eagles, the Saints, Green Bay, Dallas twice. So these two teams have not met yet. The Jets and the Redskins. Alright, for my money, I think the Giants are overrated. I think they have a pretty difficult schedule, minus Washington and perhaps Philadelphia. Perhaps. But they do play the Cowboys twice. I'm not saying the Cowboys are much better, but based on the looks of it, I would say the Giants have a pretty tough schedule. Let's take a look at the Cowboys schedule. And obviously, this division is still up for grabs because with the game separating the two teams and they play each other twice, obviously, if they can stay within contact, those two divisional games are going to be huge in deciding who goes to the playoffs from that division. But as we look around the rest of the NFC, as we make our way west, you'll see that in all likelihood, if you don't win that division, you are probably staying home for the playoffs. Oh, and I just noticed something. We haven't talked about fantasy football at all since we started doing this. It's kind of refreshing. Uh-oh. But I also noticed that because we do this in-depth fantasy football stuff, talking about like the pure football aspect of it is a breeze. There's a lot more high-level analysis in fantasy football. Who would have thunk it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Dallas has a much, in my humble opinion, favorable schedule than the Giants. They have games against Washington, Miami, Arizona, Tampa Bay, and the Eagles. So their toughest games are the two against their divisional opponents. So, while it's hard to go out on a limb and put a lot of faith in the Cowboys, I would almost say that I think Dallas, as far as schedule-wise, has an advantage. But the two teams have to face each other. So, that being said, I'm still going to go ahead and say that the two games that they play each other will be determinative in who wins that division. Although, the Giants might lose ground because they have a little bit of a tougher schedule. Alright. Honestly, no need to look any further in this division. I'm not trying to be a dick, but that's just the truth. So we will go and move on to the next division, which is I believe this will be taking us to the North. NFC North, I believe. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. And this is the real competitive, this is the kind of like the AFC, the North is in both the NFC and AFC, the real power division. We'll be right back right after this. Okay. Fuck, I'm in pain. All right. Shut up. Fucking bitch. Ooh, you hear that? Alright, yep. As I suspected, here we are. Alright, now we venture to the NFC North, where, much like the AFC North, three very, very good teams fighting it out. One far ahead of the other two, though, in this particular case, is in the Green Bay Packers, defending Super Bowl champions, 9-0. Don't really look not many weaknesses there. And then you have the upstart Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Now that's a fun battle to watch. Two 6-3 teams that are just pretty back and forth. The two played each other. One dominant performance by Detroit in Detroit, one dominant performance by Chicago in Chicago. So that will be an exciting race to watch. Neither of those teams are going to catch Green Bay. So, really not even necessary to evaluate Green Bay nor their schedule for the rest of the year. Because as far as I can tell, nobody else is 9-1 or 9-0. Now, San Fran is 8-1, but let's face it, against Green Bay, unless there was something catastrophic that happened, whether that game's in Green Bay or San Francisco gets killed. Okay? That's that. So, the real race in this division then is between the Bears and the Detroit Lions. Okay? Now, it's not as clear cut as in an AFC because between the Giants and Dallas, it might be possible that one of those teams could be in contention for a wild card, but I highly doubt it. Because those two teams play each other. One of those teams will emerge. The other one will probably not have a good enough record, in my humble opinion. Okay, so let's take a look at Detroit, who is technically ahead of Chicago, based on their, I believe it's their conference. No, I don't know what basis actually that is. Really? Huh. Oh well. Because they're tied. Unless I missed something and Detroit won last week. Holy shit, they did. No, Detroit lost to Chicago. Okay. Almost confused me there. Alright. So, remaining the rest of the year, Detroit has Carolina. God, fuck you. That's fucking annoying. Alright. Carolina, the Packers, the Saints, Vikings, Raiders, Chargers, and the Packers. Oh, God. Okay. Detroit has to play Green Bay twice. I pity the fool. Then they've got two AFC West opponents, the Chargers and the Raiders. Both of those teams put up a fight. Saints, again, difficult. Carolina's no pushover. The only real easy game they've got is Minnesota. So, I don't know, man. Now let's see what Chicago's record looks like. Or not record, schedule. I'm sorry. Chicago. They got the Chargers, Raiders, but then they also get the Chiefs, which is favorable to them. They also have Denver. So they've got the whole freaking AFC West practically. Yeah, who's missing? That is the whole AFC West. Jesus. They have to play the whole, they played it literally. That's really unusual. They play the whole AFC West back to back. Not even kidding. Starting this week with San Diego. Okay? So starting this week with San Diego, they seriously got to go through the whole AFC West. That's very unusual. I don't know if I've ever seen that before where you just play a whole division back to back. It's freaking strange. You got San Diego, followed by Oakland. So that means, let's check this out. At home against San Diego, then you got to go all the way to California and play the Raiders. Then you got to go back home and play Kansas City. Then you got to go back to Colorado to play the Broncos. Although from Chicago, not that big of a deal. Then you're at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Then at Green Bay and at Minnesota. So, well, clearly an easier schedule than Detroit. Not a whole hell of a lot easier, but slightly easier than Detroit because they don't have to play the Packers twice. And I don't know, something about that 4 AFC West swing followed by the Seahawks, I think that might be a rough patch for the Bears. So, you know what? This is kind of where I'm at. The thing is that Detroit has to play Green Bay twice. However, Bears got this weird AFC West schedule followed by an NFC West team where they're going to be home against West Coast teams, away against relatively West Coast. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. It'll be an exciting race. That is the NFC North. And our next stop in the NFC is going to be in the dirty, dirty, dirty South. All right. So we are going to go back and check in with the NFC South right after this.
What if the same idea that cuts traffic in the port could help Rio prepare for flooding emergencies? With 2,000 projects underway.
Okay. Alright. So, now we go to the dirty South. Alright. New Orleans, 7-3. Clearly ahead of the next team, the Atlanta Falcons, 5-4. Okay. At this point, you'd have to say Atlanta be hard pressed to win that division and hard pressed to make the playoffs. Let's take a look-see at the Atlanta Falcons schedule. Yes, I'm already proclaiming the New Orleans Saints the NFC South champs. I know, it's horrible of me, but come on, they've got like a 2-game lead. And I'm just looking here, but they play New Orleans one more time though. So, Titans, Vikings, Houston, Carolina, Jacksonville,
What if the same idea that cuts
New Orleans one more time, and Tampa Bay.
Rio prepare for flooding emergencies? With 2,000 projects underway, IBM is helping make cities smarter. I'm an IBMer.
I hate you. Thank you. Okay. What I see here then is kind of not a dangerous but not an easy schedule. One where I suspect they'll win a few and lose a few. So, let's just say they got to play New Orleans one more time, which is good for them. Tennessee, though, scrappy. Houston, playoff contender. Carolina, no pushover. Jacksonville, that's winnable. And then, of course, New Orleans, and then Tampa Bay, which is a divisional game. Let's take a look at the Saints schedule. The 2-game lead. Obviously, we know that they play against the. We know they play against their division rivals, the Dirty Birds, one more time. But, oh God, come on. Okay. The Saints have a bye this week. Then they got the Giants, Detroit, Tennessee, Atlanta, and Carolina. Well, I'll tell you something. Thing is, no easy picnic for the Saints. Seems to me like they've got a little bit of a tougher schedule than their rivals, the Falcons. So, with that in mind, I mean, if that's true and the Falcons play a little better, and then they might be in a position to maybe contend for that division come the end of the year. But based on where they sit now, I'm saying New Orleans is probably a 10-16. So Falcons would really have to play well if they wanted to contend there. Okay, so 10-6. And then last and certainly not least, the NFC West. But all you need to know there is the San Francisco 49ers are a playoff team. So really, we have all the information that we really need thus far. And that is, you've got Saints, division leaders, Falcons still in contention. You've got the Giants, division leaders, Dallas still in contention, kind of a same thing. Then you got Detroit and Chicago in that division. Okay, they don't play each other anymore, so you got to remember that. However, Detroit has to play Green Bay twice, which might hurt them. All right. So it's kind of a complex thing because two of the divisions you would have to say are already done. The North and the West decided. The South and the East up for grabs. Okay. Now, it's possible that the Bears and the Lions take the 2 wild card spots away from the Falcons and or the Cowboys if it plays out that way. However, I don't think that's what will happen. My prediction there is that probably Chicago will take 1 wild card spot, and then probably Detroit will probably not be able to take the second one because they have to play Green Bay twice. So you'll see either Atlanta or Dallas, or maybe New York, depending on if Dallas overtakes them. So I'm going to say maybe the Giants and the Bears in the wild card spots, with Green Bay winning the division, San Francisco winning the division, and Dallas winning their division. Did I leave anybody out? Green Bay, San Francisco, Dallas, New Orleans. Yeah. So that's how I see it. So now that we are done with our recap of the both divisions, let's go ahead and just predict who our playoff teams are going to be. Okay, so we got our division winners. Now I got to put in the wild cards. Alright, here we go. So, this is what we got. You got, in the AFC, you got the Patriots, division winners. Pittsburgh Steelers, division winners. Houston Texans, division winners. San Diego Superchargers, division winners. Alright? Your wild card teams are Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. In the NFC, you got Dallas, Green Bay, New Orleans, and San Francisco. And your wild card teams are Chicago and New York. Okay? So, number one seeds. That's New England in the AFC, Green Bay in the NFC. Then Pittsburgh is going to be the 2 seed in Pittsburgh. And San Francisco is the 2 seed in the NFC. Okay? And that means Chargers, there's a 3. And I'm sorry, Texans 3, Chargers 4. Let's see. I'm gonna say New Orleans 3, Dallas 4. Then you've got your Baltimore and Cincy. Okay. I'm going to say that Baltimore and Cincy probably knock off Chargers and the Texans. Alright. So, that puts some matchups between, say, Baltimore versus New England and Cincy against Pittsburgh. And you're going to see it's the Patriots versus Pats versus the Steelers. And in the NFC, you're going to see Chicago in New York. Okay. And I'm going to say that you're going to end up with probably Green Bay versus New Orleans in the NFC Championship. Green Bay. And I'm going to say the Patriots. So, this year's Super Bowl is the Patriots versus the Packers. And the Patriots pull up the upset. Alright, so here's my little crazy convoluted diagram. Alright, you see that? Alright. Think you gotta know it is. Okay. New England wins the AFC East. Pittsburgh wins the AFC North. Houston wins the AFC South. And San Diego wins the West. Okay. Wild card, Baltimore and Cincinnati. Both wild card teams win. And then both wild card teams lose in their next round. Setting up a championship between Pats and Steelers. Pats win. Okay? NFC. Dallas, division winner. Green Bay, division winner. New Orleans, division winner. San Francisco, division winner. And then Chicago and the Giants, wild card. Okay? Alright. Wild card teams don't win in NFC. And however this works, New Orleans and Green Bay face each other in the NFC Championship. Easy victory for Green Bay. You have an epic Super Bowl showdown between Green Bay and the Patriots, and the Patriots pull off the upset. You heard it here. That's that. And that's the NFL breakdown. And I don't think we're going to have time to get into fantasy or college tonight. That took a lot more time than I thought. But hope you enjoyed it. Alright. So, did you guys get all that? Probably not going to make much sense of this, but here. So, I'll run it down again for you. New England wins the East. Pittsburgh wins the North. Houston wins the South. San Diego wins the West. Baltimore and Cincy, wild card. Alright. In the NFC, Dallas, Green Bay, New Orleans, and San Fran, with Chicago and New York, wild cards. Okay? So, with that said, the wild cards win first round in the AFC. Probably lose first round in the NFC. And you end up with, let's just get to the chase here. Patriots and Steelers, Green Bay, New Orleans. Green Bay, Patriots. Great Super Bowl matchup, Patriots. That's it. My work is done. Well, hope you enjoyed the show this evening. Our long, extensive bonus podcasting. That will do it for tonight. Please do join us tomorrow at 12:30 for the Husky football party as they take on the Oregon State Beavers and try to get back on a winning note. I'm Chris Leslie. Thank you for tuning in to the Chris Leslie Show on the CALX network here on Ustream. Good night.